Hey y'all, Kody Kubash here with the Living in Greater Houston team, and today we're checking out a neighborhood called Murphy Village in Missouri City, Texas. This is going to be a DR Horton community, and we've got product ranging from 1,600 to the low 2,000 square foot, and you can get in as cheap as $2,100 a month. This is going to be a must-see if you're thinking about moving from a neighborhood or downsizing. So stay tuned, and we're going to walk through this beautiful model home where they have dirt lots and inventory homes already available. We're walking into the Birch floor plan. This is a 1,913 square foot floor plan. This home and the hallway lead right into this great open concept floor plan where you're gonna have a large living room. You've got this informal dining room, and then we've got the kitchen over here on this side. Now, one thing I did want to mention real quick, right here off the living room, we've got a really great covered patio. All of these floor plans come with these covered patios. You've got a large informal dining area with some really nice fixtures. They have different options for those if you do want to choose one of the lots to build on, or on one of the homes that's already under construction, you can still choose a few finishing touches. But really they make it easy and convenient with these inventory homes, is that you're not gonna run up all this high dollar cost with extra features, right? And so they're all gonna come with really nice large island kitchens. You're gonna have the range. This comes with a 5-burner range standard. Then you've got the microwave just above, large overhead cabinets. You've got this hard surface countertop. And you know, one thing is that a lot of people have done away with the hardware on cabinets, but I think it really adds a nice finish to this kitchen. You've got really great colors as well. And they do have some different color options from the front elevation all the way into the flooring. You've got this luxury vinyl plank. You've got this large island with the hard surface countertop. You've got the center sink here, and they've got the garbage disposal button right next to it, makes it really convenient. And then you've also got the dishwasher right here. Now these floor plans, they are offering all of the appliances whenever you purchase one of these. So it's a totally move-in ready home. It's gonna be basically turnkey, right? So all you've got to do is either bring your furniture or go buy some new furniture, and you're gonna be able to enjoy this home right away. Now let's go check out the bedrooms. And I did want to mention that in this home and all of the other ones in this community, they are gonna be 2.5 baths. So all of your guests, or anytime you're downstairs, you'll be able to take advantage of this half bathroom located right off the stairs. They all come with a 2-car garage, covered patio. Everything's gonna be fully fenced, and they even have some other upgrades that we're gonna talk about in the interview. So one great thing about these floor plans is that they do really come with a lot of great finishes. You've got this wrought iron railing here. This is the staircase, but in this room that I'm here in is the flex room or game room, however you want to use it. So this is more like a second living room. We've got the formal living room, or not formal, but you've got the main living room downstairs. And then up here, this can be an informal, or this can be like a game room for the kids, playroom. This is where you can have all the toys spread out, things like that. So next we're gonna check out the primary bedroom. So as we come into this primary bedroom, this is actually a pretty large bedroom for the size square foot of these homes. They're really gonna maximize the lot. Most of these, all of these are 2-story floor plans. So all the primaries are gonna be on the second floor, but you've got a really large bedroom here for the 1,913 square feet that you actually have. And then you've got nice windows that are going to look right out to the backyard. Plenty of room to put a king size bed and tables, dresser, TV on the other side. Great lighting in here. And then in this floor plan, we've actually got a dual sink vanity right here on this side. But then over here on this side, we do have the full-size shower, and you've got a large garden tub, which is really great that you're able to actually get both of these options in this floor plan. You know, sometimes you see in these more affordable or inventory homes that you've just got one tub shower space, but you have both in this floor plan. And then on this side, you've got the water closet with the toilet, and then you have some additional places for towels and other products. And then you've got a really large closet here, the primary closet. So it's a great space for this size home and this affordable home. You know, really we're talking about maximizing everything whenever we're talking about affordability. So that also means that, you know, when you're trying to maximize things, you want to maximize the usage of that square footage. You don't want to have a lot of dead space, and they really do that in this floor plan. So next we're going to check out the secondary bedrooms. Now this floor plan is a 3-bedroom floor plan. They do have the 4-bedroom options, but you're gonna have great size rooms and plenty of space. This is one of the secondary bedrooms here. This one is front facing, but you've got a really great window, closet here in this room. You could fit you know, kid's bed or queen bed in here and have plenty of space for anything else that you may need. Then over here, this is gonna be a mirror image of the other bedroom. They're set up opposite of each other, same size, same everything. Windows the same, closet location the same. They're just mirror image of each other. Then right here, we're gonna have our single sink vanity secondary bathroom. Now, one thing that I do really like about this is a lot of times you'll have tile that stops at about 6 foot up, 7, 8 foot up. But in this one, they've got the floor to, well, tub to ceiling tile, making it feel a little bit more high end, which, you know, in an affordable home, feeling more high end is a great feature. And then over here, we actually do have a full-size utility room, right? You've got plenty of space for even bigger washer and dryer. You've got an area over here to actually collect, you know, your clothes, stuff like that. So it's really nice. Maybe even put a little secondary fridge up here, a little small fridge. There's a bush need to watch out for. Yeah, so if you're interested in seeing this one or any of the other ones that they're offering here, again, in this neighborhood, you're starting in the low 3s, but based on the financing options that they have, we're really going to be starting in the low 2100s in terms of your monthly payment. So great affordable option. We're only about 20 minutes from the Med Center or downtown. We're close proximity to 288 or Beltway if you wanted to use any of those other areas. And then if you stay tuned, we're actually going to talk with Brent, one of the sales reps out here, and he's going to go over everything that you would need to know about actually buying one of these homes and how you can save the most amount of money and maximize your dollar when you do buy here in this community. Hey, today we're in the neighborhood of Murphy Village and we're looking at DR Horton Homes, and we're meeting with Brent to find out all about these great homes in this community here in Missouri City, Texas. So Brent, what would you say is the main highlight of this neighborhood?
Well, I would say, you know, overall, I mean, just purchasing with DR Horton as a whole, you know, you're getting certainty, value, and we build in 90% of the markets nationwide.
Right. Yeah, no, you've always got great locations, and being here in Missouri City, we're very conveniently located to Med Center, downtown, West Houston, but you're not having to be, you know, inside of all that congested area, which is really great. Correct. And then along with certainty, I think that, you know, this is a little bit more affordable line that's being offered, right, correct, in this community? Yeah,
so, I mean, you know, DR Horton's known for affordability. You know, right. So, and there's certainty there, you know, from closing cost assistance to rate buy downs, even the appliance packages, man. You know?
Right. Okay. So appliance packages, rate buy downs, inventory, home selection. You're really going to know what your final total is going to be whenever you come in contract on one of these properties.
Yep.
Perfect. No, I love that you brought that up. So are there a mix of homes in this community, or is it all kind of the same type?
So what we have is we have a villa product in this community.
Villa product.
Yes, sir.
Right.
So they may come off as, you know, townhomes, but I'll tell you the difference in townhomes and villas is villas are detached. So you're not it's not you're not going to have that apartment feeling where you're sharing a wall with your neighbor, things like that. Fully fenced in yard. Yes, we do offer a variety of floor plans. So in this community, it's anywhere from 1,600 to 2,000 square foot, and we're talking most affordable payment, $2,000 a month.
Okay, perfect. No, I love that. You can predict the payment, and so they've also got the floor plans are within 1,600 to 2,000 square feet. Now, are they like 3-bedroom, a 4-bedroom? Do you have any 4-bedrooms?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we have is 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, and then we have 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath as well. But some of them have like a loft space upstairs, you know, like a den more or less.
Yeah.
You know, for family hangout and game time. You know,
yeah, a little game room, rec room action. No, I love that. And then also, it can maybe be like an area that the kids could like play in or something.
Yeah, we know about the kids. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we both got 3 kids each, right? So we need lots of area for them.
Play place.
Right, yeah. So like if you do have kids, you can have a secondary living space, right? So in your main living area, you don't have to have all the toys spread out everywhere. You can have a separate spot for that. I do love that. But then also you could even use it for like an office.
Absolutely.
You know, there's a lot of work from home situations.
And if you needed that 4th bedroom, we have some with lofts as well. So you could have both actually.
Right.
You know, I will say that you know, it's a variety. We have, you know, each floor plan is unique in its own way. So
yeah, no, I love that. And then also just bring it back to the beginning of that is that these aren't townhomes. They do have a little bit of a townhome appearance, but it's all single family homes, detached. So you've got side yard on either side of the home, and then you've got a fully fenced backyard. So whatever you wanted to do out there, throw the ball, you know, anything.
All the things. Yeah, I mean, a traditional lot in this community is going to be roughly about 4,000, or some of our larger lots is going to be 30 foot wide by roughly 50, 60, 150, 160. So you'll have that depth in the back to have fun with, do all those activities.
Yeah, no, I love that. And so they're all 2-story homes.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, if you do have guests over and stuff like that, you know, your common space is going to be downstairs, family, kitchen, dining, even a half bath. So, you know, if you host downstairs, you don't even have to worry about guests going upstairs. Don't worry about cleaning or anything like that. So the playroom, it can stay a mess. If need be. So,
absolutely. And then so with it all being 2-story, you're typically going to have a larger lot, right? 1,600 to 2,000 square feet on the lot, right? Even if it's only a 4,000 square foot lot, that means that we're talking about having still plenty of backyard space.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah,
that's the benefit of the 2-story, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, heck, you definitely put multiple trampolines back there. So
yeah, no, that's great. So now, do all these come with like a 2-car garage?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 2-car garage, and then what about the patio? I mean, I know it's important to have a covered patio.
For sure.
Do they all have covered patios?
When we were actually designing these, you know, a couple must-haves that we were asking for was, you know, more storage and covered patio, and that's definitely what we got. So each floor plan comes with a covered patio and storage out back as well. So if you want to throw your lawnmower out back or some Christmas decor, things like that, you have a place for it.
Yeah. No, that's great. Having a covered patio is so essential whenever it comes to buying a home in Texas. We do spend a lot of time outside, and you have to beat the heat somehow, and some shade is a big way to do that.
Yep.
Now, whenever I drove in, I noticed the gate. So it's a gated community as well.
Sense of security, man. You know, I mean, it's not going to be one of your pass-through communities. So, like, say there's, you know, bad accident on Murphy, you know, bless them, you know, hope everything goes well. But, you know, this is not one of those communities where you can pass through to detour through traffic and things like that. So, got to have the code, got to have the clicker, you know, one or the other.
Yeah, no, that would be a nightmare living on one of those pass-through streets. That was something that was important to me, not to be on a pass-through street, because, yeah, you can't predict it, right? And then a lot of times you're having somebody speeding by.
And then, I mean,
right?
kids playing in that's what it's about, man. You want your kids to, get out there and enjoy the outdoors. And, here, I mean, you can have your kids running up and down the street, man. Nobody's speeding by at 40 miles an hour down this drive, man.
Yeah, no, and it's not that long of a road, and so I think that would be a good thing for somebody buying in this community. Not only the gate, but then also the fact that there really is no pass through. It's in and out right there through that main entrance. So you're not going to have people just rolling through. They've got to actually be invited or live here themselves. And then so. I guess that's included in the HOA fees that they're charged yearly?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
okay.
So that's part of the HOA dues. You pay that one time a year.
Okay.
A couple other items, they maintain the gate, obviously.
Right.
They're going to maintain the common spaces, power, the light poles and stuff that, are all...
Street maintenance, sidewalks, stuff like that.
Things,
yeah, and so what is the HOA fee here?
HOA here is $13.72.
Okay, $13.72
annual.
All right, perfect. So just one time a year payment. But no, I love that though, and having the gate it's really an important thing nowadays. That it's just a really nice feature. It's maybe not necessary, but it's a really nice feature.
It is.
You just don't have people coming in and using your neighborhood however they see fit. Right? They have to have access.
Teenagers ripping and running up and down the street, man.
Yeah, those teenagers, right? We've been there before.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that you think is there any particular buyer that you think maybe fits this type of home and community? Yeah,
so what we've been seeing a lot in this community has been a lot of your professionals, people who don't want a lot of upkeep. I've even had downsizers come through. You're purchasing new systems, new this, new that, gated community, warranty, all the things. So. Yeah, I would say, a lot of professionals, downsizers, empty nesters, and just folks who don't want a bunch of upkeep when they consider, purchasing resale to new construction.
Yeah. No, and I would also think that some of those people that are maybe paying a similar price to be in a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom apartment, if you could even find a 4-bedroom apartment.
Correct.
Right? Yeah. Like, so if you actually did need that 4-bedroom and you've kind of maxed out on apartments, well, buying here, right, you're not going to be losing all that money that you're spending in an apartment, right? So, and then we can get into it in a minute, but y'all have got all the programs, first-time homebuyer assistance, credit repair, help, and we'll talk about that. But I wanted to ask you about the price point. What is the price of these homes? The 3-bedroom and the 4-bedroom options.
So, we could talk price or we could talk monthly payments. I'll say,
let's do price first.
That works. So, least expensive in the community, we're talking low 300s. Okay. That's going to get you right at that 1,600 square foot. It's going to be a 3-bedroom, 2.5 with a loft or play place upstairs. So we're starting off at, 314? And then we go all the way up to roughly 360.
Okay. No, and I love that you brought that up, though, about do we want to talk price or do we want to talk monthly payment? Yeah. Because, you might not understand what the low 300s would actually be price point, because you have some incentives that we talked about, the first-time home buyer, and then you've also got that rate incentive. So what is the lowest payment you could expect from one of the more affordable options?
So we're talking on, let's say 314 with our incentives. You're right there at 21, 22, fully improved property taxes. That's PITI, everything.
Right,
so, everything.
Yeah, and so for those that don't know, PITI payment, that's really what we look at as being our monthly payment. That's going to be your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So that's all one, and you're looking at about $2,200 a month for their most affordable option here. Now, I think that's a great payment, because a lot of these places that if you're looking to get a 3-bedroom apartment, especially a 3-bedroom apartment that's got a separated living, dining, and kitchen, you're talking $1,500 to $2,500 a month. Right. And all of that money is going to be lost due to the rent. Right. And whenever you buy one of these homes, all of the principal is going directly to the equity. Now, you're not going to be investing the interest, the taxes, or insurance, but a quarter of your payment is really going to be going towards equity almost every single month. And we could talk about the full details of what that looks like, depending on which type of loan you get. But yeah, no, I love that you're going to be getting equity every single month.
It goes to something meaningful.
Exactly.
It's equity, man. It's going back to you.
Yeah. No, it's real savings, right? Not to mention the deductions you get whenever you file your taxes for any of your taxes or your mortgage interest, right? And so that's an important thing, that when you look at what you're paying monthly, say you're paying $2,000 a month in an apartment, all of that is gone and none of it is a tax write-off. But whenever you are actually purchasing a home, you get to write off some of those costs with actually that go into the interest, taxes, and insurance. And so that's a great thing that I think everybody needs to understand.
For sure.
When if it's going to be their first
something
time.
to consider. Yeah.
Right?
It's all about
especially
educating.
if it's their first time.
Yeah. No, I really enjoy educating folks, on that, because if you're comparing like a 314 price point to market rate compared to our incentives, I mean, you're talking savings $400 or $500 a month.
Right, and so what he means with the market rate is that if we were to go into one of the neighborhoods adjacent to this one, like right next to this one, and you're buying a resale home, you're not going to get some of the incentives and the financing and the down payment, even the credit repair that they're helping you to do here. So let's go in to talk about that a little bit. So what is the interest rate that you're offering right now?
So depending on the program, for FHA, our first time home buyers, we're looking at a 399 fixed. Now, it can get better. Tell
me how it can get better.
We do have buy downs. It's all about affordability in this market right now. Especially with these first time home buyers.
Yeah.
We want to ease them into home ownership. So it's not like as soon as you sign a contract, as soon as you close, we don't want your first monthly payment to be, say, $3,000. Just throwing out a random number, but. What we can do is we can do a 2-1 buy down at no cost, typically at no cost to the buyer or less out of pocket. What that's going to be is like a 199 for 12 months, 299 for the following 12 months, year 2, and then 3 through 30 is going to be that 399.
Right.
So ease into it.
Yeah, I think that what that would look like is that, like, if we were to get you into a $2,100 or $2,200 payment at the $399, we might potentially be able to get you lower than that in the first and the second year, and then by the third year you'd be up to the $399. But that's still a great rate, because if you go and get a 5.75% interest rate out on one of these resale homes, that's going to be. Could be $400, $500, $600, $700 depending on the actual home price. That's a big difference when you're considering buying something that you can afford and having a safe place for your money to go instead of spending it on an apartment.
Right. And then you're paying more in interest as well.
Yeah, no, and you're paying more in interest every month to buy one of those. And so, are there any objections that you're seeing from buyers whenever they are looking? Is it mostly going to be around, we don't know what the payment's going to be? What are those kind of objections and the scary things that buyers are looking at that maybe you can help ease some of their tension?
That's where you and I both come in. I feel like you and I are both big educators in real estate. So what I like to do with buyers is we have an Excel spreadsheet. That first we like to look at the houses first, because if you don't love the product and it doesn't fit your needs and wants and things like that, then the incentives, they don't matter. So
you have to like the home first.
Yeah, exactly. So I want you to be comfortable and confident in your decision, and love the home. After we look at homes and we narrow one down, I like to run monthly payments. So what that's going to show is fully improved property taxes, principal and interest, taxes. I'll even have home HOA on the back end, but it's going to give you the full breakdown of everything. Now, keep in mind, we are dealing with unimproved property taxes, but I show with fully improved property taxes. So if you're comfortable with this number, just know it's only going to get better, and this is worst case scenario. Because homestead exemption and it's VAs and senior discounts and things like that.
Yeah, I love that.
I would say in this market right now, it's all about affordability, and I feel like people are shocked of or scared of that monthly payment.
Yeah. Now, that's a good thing that you brought up, that there just are some uncertainties around a lot of things. Okay, so one of the things that can affect what somebody's going to pay every month and whether or not they qualify for the programs that y'all have is going to be their credit score. So you're telling me about some sort of club that y'all have in order to improve people's credit score for free to buy one of your homes. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So what it is, it's a home buyers club.
Okay,
so,
home buyers club.
It's all done in house. You know, there is a course that you have to do. I want to say it's like $39, but if it's $40, you know, hey, I'll pay for it. Don't worry about it.
There you go.
You know, and we have to do that in the state of Texas. That way we can, you know, give you a game plan. You know, for your credit repair. So what's gonna happen is, you know, we're gonna apply. We'll evaluate your profile, see if you're a good candidate for HBC is the acronym that we use.
The HBC, the Home Buyers Club.
The Home Buyers Club. Then we're going to connect you with one of our professionals. You know, we're going to give you a full game plan. You know, give you a timeline and, you know, a predicted growth in your credit score. So you know, you might have right now, you might be at the cusp. You know, to go FHA it's a 580. You might be right there at a 575. You know, if we go through this course, it takes 30 days. You start, you know, attacking the game plan. In 30 days, man, we could probably have you at like a 620. You know, something like that. You know, I've even had clients that have, you know, were above par. And I want to say this young lady, she had right around a 700 credit score. She took advantage of the program. It wasn't a condition to close or contract or anything like that.
Right.
Took advantage of the program, boosted her credit up to like a 740 or something like that. Went to not Home Depot.
Rooms to Go.
Rooms to Go, and she was able to apply for a credit card and fully furnish her house, man. So it's a great
closing.
tool. After closing. Yeah, absolutely.
To furnish after closing.
Yeah, because you don't have a house yet, man. You know, you don't buy the furniture yet, but no. No, it's a wonderful tool, man. You know, it's not just for folks who have subpar credit. You know, use it as a tool, man, for you know, if you just want to help out and boost your credit, you know. Yeah.
Well, and so, you know, some people they even wait and postpone getting new cars until after they buy a home or something like that. So if you take advantage of this home buyer club and boost that credit score, maybe you could even after closing then go and try and furnish the house or buy a new car.
Get both in the same year.
Just totally upgrade your lifestyle. You know, actually, whenever I bought my house, after we had done everything to boost our credit score to the highest possible level, we bought a car right after. Just because it was at an all-time high. So that is something that we see quite frequently, and we get questions about, hey, should I wait and buy a car? You know, should I wait and spend this money? You know, if you get with us, whether you're moving in the next 9 days or 9 months, we can help to strategize what that's going to look like. Because actually, one of our clients, she really needed a car. Like it couldn't wait. And so she was actually able to buy a car, and it's not going to affect her.
Nice.
Okay, so everybody has a different situation.
Correct.
So you don't necessarily have to put these things off. But we need to analyze it, and we need to look at it just to see if it's the right fit for each individual person.
Correct.
And no, but I love that you're offering that. That's such a great thing, and it's really necessary when we're talking about affordability.
Correct.
The higher the credit score, the better your options. You don't have to use all those options, but they're at least on the table. Right?
Don't max out your budget.
We don't want to. There's a term, you know, you don't want to be house poor. You don't want to spend all your money every month on your home payment.
Correct.
So, are there any direct incentives that you have right now that are like, we talked about closing cost assistance and other things, but like, is there any like monetary value? Like, hey, if you buy right now, $5,000 off or what? Is there anything like that?
So, you know, our current promos right now, you know, so for February closings, we just ran through that promo. We were offering the free 2-1 buy down. We still have options for that as well. We can get it somewhat free. We just ended our pick 2 promo. What that was, you know, hey, we're gonna give you a couple options for you to pick. You know, pick 2 of them. You know, and that would come with closing costs and things like that. At the moment, right now, we're still waiting on our new promo to come out. Okay. But exciting news coming soon.
All right.
And I'll share that with you. But with D.R. Horton, it's you're going to get the lower interest rates, the closing cost assistance, you know, everything under the sun, whether it's the credit repair, if it's specific loan types that you may be requiring, you know, religious financing, you name it, we have it.
Yeah. Well, and, you know, I think that sometimes you don't have to put a dollar price on these incentives.
Correct.
I mean, the 399 or even the, you know, trying to help somebody get that 2-1 buy down. These are big deals,
It's
and
huge.
you know, could be tens of thousands of dollars at the end of the loan term.
Correct.
Right. Say you're in this neighborhood even 5 to 7 years. Right. We could be talking about tens of thousands of dollars in interest that's saved just by being at a 399 versus a 499.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Now, maybe it's not as easy for us to say, hey, $40,000 off on this house.
Right.
But it is sometimes that much or even more,
Yes.
depending on how big a home they buy.
Yep.
And then we talked about the resale, right? If you're at a 399 or a 575, that's a huge difference.
It's huge.
I mean, the interest payment is almost double
Yep.
on that 575. So this really is tens of thousands of dollars worth of savings in those incentives, but it doesn't have that fancy price tag of we're giving you $10,000.
Yeah.
And you know, that sometimes is like a kind of a false sense of like hope. You know, when builders do that, they're like, oh, well, we're gonna give you $20,000 in flex cash, but we've inflated our prices a little bit, and so it's not really any savings. But offering the 399, that is a huge deal.
And I'll tell you, compared to last year, this time last year, man, we weren't offering a 399.
Yeah, I think it was 499, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I heard you say that. Yeah. So you follow.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
it's huge.
I'm paying attention to what's going on out here. I want y'all to get the best deals. So, no, $399 right now, making it super affordable to get into this community. That's going to be one of the biggest incentives that you could possibly grab.
We're talking savings, man. I mean, that's dang near $6,000 a year in savings, and you stretch that over 30 years. It's crazy, man.
It is crazy. So what is the typical down payment, maybe not down payment, but like earnest money? In order to secure one of these properties under contract today, how much does a buyer need to bring you?
Well, typically it's $2,000, you know, for this community, you know, but if earnest money is an issue, or, you know, if we need to split it up, break it up, we can have that conversation, you know.
Yeah.
We're not here to break the bank up front, you know.
Yeah.
We're here to get you into a home. Not here to take all your money and things like that.
Yeah.
So typically it's $2,000, but if we need to break that up or call it $500, let's make a deal.
Yeah. Well, and actually when you think about it, and if somebody's going from like a 2 or 3 bedroom apartment, say they're paying almost $2,000 or a little over $2,000 a month, you're just talking about 1 month down, right? Hey, just give us 1 month's worth of mortgage payment down. Let's go ahead and secure that this is the right home. And then, you know, let's go through all those necessary steps to make sure that you get any down payment assistance you need, whether or not we need to tighten up that credit score so that we can maybe give you better options. I think that's really a good thing that you're offering. Just $2,000, 1 month is really all we're talking about.
And you're going to get that back in some form or fashion, man.
Right,
you know,
it's going to be contributed.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10 it goes to your cash to close. So,
Yeah.
you know, if I'm telling you 3.5% down, let's say on a 300,000, what is that, 10.5, 10.8, somewhere in there? Subtract $2,000 from that, you're bringing 8 to the table.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's excluding any other assistance that they might be available for.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, that's great. So, are there any, like, this is all inventory homes, so the terms of like rate locks and waiting for something to be built, is that really coming up? Are you seeing anybody, do you have current inventory available?
Yeah. So right now, so this community, D.R. Horton purchased up 56 lots.
Okay.
Right now, I want to say there's about 15 of them sold already.
Okay.
And there's a mix. Some of them are inventory and some of them are dirt lots.
Okay.
You know, I will say at a dirt lot, let's see, we contracted 2 last week. We were able to lock in on a 399 for April. So
wow, okay.
yeah, and then I'll say, you know, typically D.R. Horton, you know, we can't really make a lot of structural changes.
Right.
But you know, at a dirt sale, you know, if you select a dirt lot, you know, we can opt to add like a primary tub in the bathroom.
Right, instead of just a shower.
Instead
or
of a
something.
stand-up shower, things like that.
Yeah.
We have a little more options to play with,
Yeah.
upgrades, if you will. So yeah, I mean, we can do inventory, we can do dirt. You know, if it's a particular floor plan that you're looking for, you know, we can figure out which lot that's on, or heck, if it hasn't been plotted out yet, let's put that house on it.
Yeah, no, I love that. So, being kind of that inventory home style, though, there's not a ton of options, but you obviously do have some options. I love that you can go ahead and get that tub in the shower.
Right.
How many different floor plans are y'all actually building in this community?
So this community, we have 6 total floor plans. They're all unique in their own way. Like we discussed, you know, with the lofts upstairs, 3 bedroom, 4 bedrooms, all of which are going to have the 2.5 baths.
Right.
What you're going to have, there's a couple of variations, you know, with these floor plans. Obviously, the color of the home, the elevations. Some are going to have different color cabinets, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the options are there. Standard features, you know, they're more or less upgraded features because we are a nationwide builder. You know, we have some of that purchasing power. You know, with nationwide contracts. You know, we all use similar products. So we get these big contracts with these manufacturers, and we get
for the ovens, microwaves,
all the things,
AC units. No, that really helps it to make it more affordable. So, if somebody was to pick a dirt lot, how many different options do they really have?
Let's see. So, I mean, I can run down them. I mean, off the top of my head, you're talking 7 to 10 options.
10.
Yeah.
All right.
So anything from, you know, hey, we could spec out the color of the house if you want. You know, we can choose the color of the cabinets.
Yeah.
You get irrigation. We can throw gutters on there. A tub in the primary.
Yeah.
You know, you name it.
Yeah, no, okay. That's good. So not too many options, but you do have some that, you know, if you're like, hey, I don't want to water my yard in the summer, I'd rather have a sprinkler system, then let's go ahead
let's throw it in there.
Yeah, let's throw it in there. Or the gutters.
Correct.
Right? That's great. So we briefly talked about warranty, but one of the biggest perks of buying a new construction home is the warranty. What are the warranties offered on this home?
So D.R. Horton, you know, we're even dealing with warranty stuff from 20 years ago. D.R. Horton's been around since the late 70s. So, you know, in any given community, all across the board, D.R. Horton, it's a 1 year, 2 year, 10 year. So what that is I'll say it like this, I keep it simple. 1 year, front to back, bumper to bumper.
Yeah.
You know, within that 1 year, if anything arises, put that warranty ticket in. And it's very simple. You know, you just Google D.R. Horton warranty, and it's going to be your first bullet point there. So it's made simple. You have a text box, you can plug it in, you can throw in pictures, all the things. So 1 year, everything you see, front to back, bumper to bumper. 2 years, everything back behind the walls. So we do spray foam insulation, we do PEX plumbing, and then your electrical. That's 2 years, and then 10 years is going to be your structural and foundation. So the sticks that make up your home, and then the concrete slab. Everything else, we got warranty for everything, you know, from microwave to fridge to the AC unit. You know, for example, the AC unit, you're looking at a 5-year automatically. Once you register that piece of equipment, you get a 10-year. So
awesome.
I promise you, you're probably going to allow that warranty on the AC unit, for example, because we're doing spray foam. That attic is insulated. So when you think about our vehicles run a lot smoother in the wintertime. You know, so just it's a machine up there in the attic. You know, you're running. It's in a cooler climate. You know, there's actual vents that come off your unit to cool the attic space. Yeah. So the machine's gonna last a lot longer. Yeah. There's gonna be more longevity.
Yeah. No, I love that you brought that up about the energy efficiency. The way that they're building these homes is really designed to fight this Texas weather. I've been in these attics in the summertime, and you know, we're talking about it feeling like 70 degrees in there. It's like the same temperature as the house because not only do they have that spray foam insulation, but they've also got like 1 or 2 little vents that are just small little vents, but it just feeds that attic and keeps it cool, which in turn keeps the house cool, and that in turn keeps the AC from running all day long.
Right. It makes it bearable whenever you go up there.
Yeah, it's actually bearable whenever you need to, you know, store stuff, change filters, things like that. No, that's a great point to bring up. And the warranties are really awesome. And it's great that you're still offering the 10-year. A lot have gone to 6-year on the structural.
I've noticed that,
It's interesting. But there's a couple of y'all still doing the 10-year on the concrete and the sticks, right? The rocks and the sticks,
there it is.
so to speak, right? Sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones, I like that one better, yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
The sticks and stones. So no, thank you for laying that out and bringing that up. Are there whenever somebody's building one of these, or even on one of your products that is currently under construction, are y'all open to allowing these third-party inspectors, home inspectors, come in, take a look at the houses?
Yeah. So believe it or not, it's a love-hate relationship with Missouri City.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because each house has 36 inspections with Missouri City. Missouri City, we love them, but if it's wrong, construction's at a halt. It's not, hey, I'm gonna pass you now, and then when I come back, it better be done. So it's one of those things. It's right or wrong, and I always recommend third-party inspector. Homes are built by humans. Even though we do have 36 inspections per house with Missouri City, I mean, you're talking, I would say probably at least 8 to 10 competent folks inspecting the house with Missouri City throughout the process.
Yeah.
On top of our due diligence.
Yeah.
So definitely recommend a third-party inspection. If you want to do a phase inspection while it's under construction, by all means, just let me know when they're coming.
Yeah. No, that is an interesting thing, right? When you consider each different city that D.R. Horton operates in, 36 separate inspections that you cannot move past unless you get the green light, I think is going to ensure the quality of these homes.
100%.
Right? So not only you're getting an affordable home, but you're getting one that for the most part is going to be really great and last. And that's the key when you're buying a home and you're investing this money into a home. We want the equity. Well, that depends on the house being in good shape, and it sounds like it's going to be in good shape for a long time, right?
It gives buyers peace of mind, man.
Yeah, no, it
truly does. Having those inspections throughout the whole process. I mean,
do you bring that up often?
All the time.
Yeah.
And they love it. They're like, wow, 36 inspections. I'm like, yep.
Well, I mean, that is literally, there's only 36 parts of building a home, actually, apparently. And, but generally we break it down into 10 to 12 different parts to build a home, from all the way from dirt work to finishing material. We usually only break it up in 10, 12 different parts. They are doing 36 inspections. That means like every third part of construction they're looking at. I'm glad you brought that up because there shouldn't be any questions about whether or not these 100%. Things are being built quality. And if anything were to happen, you've got these great warranties that's going to come in and take care of that. And D.R. Horton, nationwide builder, they're building all over the area. So you know that if something comes up, you're not going to be put on a back burner, never to be gotten around to. If you go with these smaller builders, sometimes you don't know when it's going to be fixed.
Or they might be absorbed by a larger builder.
And that has happened recently. There's been since the pandemic, there's been a lot of builders that have been consolidated by different equity firms. And so you don't know if they're still going to necessarily be the same company when you go to use that warranty. With D.R. Horton, been around a long time, and they're big, right? They're one of the largest builders in the nation. They're not likely to be absorbed. So that's a good point. So what schools is this neighborhood zoned to?
So we're Fort Bend ISD.
Okay.
Right now we're zoned to Dulles High School. It's literally, it's about 2.5 blocks, or not 2.5, about 3 blocks away.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So the high school is just 3 blocks away, close and convenient to all the schools. And then I think Med Center, are we talking like 15 minutes?
Yeah. So, I mean, pretty much everything is a hop, jump, skip away. I mean, you got Sugarland Town Center right here, all the fine dining, things like that. Big fan of Constellation Field. Take the family there 3 to 5 times a year. It's the Astros minor league, you know that.
Yeah.
And it's very family oriented. I love it. Med Center, 25 minutes, just hop on 90. If you need to get to 288 to head to the beach, it's about 25 minutes.
Yeah.
288 is, not the beach. But
yeah, beach's a little further, but
everything's roughly 25 minutes. For being in the Southwest Houston, I mean, a lot of your needs are less than 25 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like that you brought up Constellation Field, which is where the Space Cowboys are, a minor league organization for the Astros. But it's a great family environment, and it's not. You don't have to go to downtown. You have cheaper prices, but you have kind of more family fun.
It is. The kids love it because you have more opportunity to get on the jumbotron. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. No,
same great food, same great drinks, man. The parking it's not as bad, I mean, I remember we went during the week one time, got front row parking. It cost us like $5 a ticket. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's really a great experience. And so if you're from a different area and you're relocating, definitely something you got to check out. And if you're from here and you've never been, also something you got to check out.
Let me know. I want to
go. Yeah, there you go. Brent's down to go. I'm down to go. Let's make it a family affair.
Yeah.
Watch some baseball.
Yeah.
Have some hot dogs. No, thanks for bringing that up.
Absolutely.
And rural places, it's not something that you have.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just being part and close to Houston. These are some of the perks and the benefits of being so close to a major city, right? So you might as well take advantage of that, because that's one of the reasons you're paying the price you pay to live in and near Houston. So do you have any specific types of buyers that you're currently seeing move into the neighborhood?
Yeah, actually, we've had young families. So we just opened up this community about 70 days ago. We've sold about 15 homes already, with a few more pending. Man, what we're seeing is, those younger families, professionals, downsizers, things like that. Folks who work in the med center, folks who work from home,
right.
People who want to keep their kids at Dulles, but they want to upgrade, they want to upgrade their lifestyle. They want to be closer to XYZ. They want that new smell, the new home smell.
Yeah.
All the things, man. I haven't met a buyer that hasn't liked the product or doesn't think that the location's bad.
Yeah.
So
no, that's great. So a lot of people will ask me, "Oh, well, Kody, I was thinking about using new construction, so do I need a realtor?" And I'm like, "Yes, every time." So the great thing about builder partnerships is we've got a great relationship. So has D.R. Horton already agreed to cover our commission?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, seller always pays commissions. Realtors are there, just like I am. I know you specifically. You're a big educator. You're very familiar with Houston and Greater Houston, being an appraiser and a realtor as well. I always recommend, an appraiser, because just like me, we're going to be there to handhold and talk you through the contract. You on your end, you're going to have connections with inspectors who do their due diligence. You're able to break it down in a different way than your buyers more or less. So you're able to break it down and be more relatable to them, where I might be speaking on a higher level, where you comprehend, but on side conversation, you'll be able to break that down and have those conversations and articulate everything.
Yeah. Well, so no, I love that you brought that up and answered those questions. Yeah. So you get full representation when you buy a home here with D.R. Horton and Brent out here in Murphy's Village. So you can get full representation with us, and it's not going to cost you anything.
Correct.
There's no increase to the purchase price or the dollar amount. And actually, with the programs they have and the things that the tools that I have and resources, we're going to make sure that you get the best possible price whenever you buy one of these properties, right? Yes, we are looking to sell the property, but we do want to make sure that client satisfaction is high on the list. So no extra fees to work with us. And then additionally, like Brandon was saying, that you can still pick some of the dirt lot options that they have out here. And so getting with us, we can kind of tell you, hey, you know what? This lot and this home would hold more value over the next 5 or 10 years than say these other 2 or 3 that you're considering. And if the price is really similar, you're going to probably go with the one that I suggest, because that's the one that if you sell in 5, 7, 10 years, that you're going to actually get the most amount of money for, right? So planning that move is essential when you're thinking about the long-term value of the home. So getting with me and my team, we'll make sure that we coordinate that. We'll coordinate that with Brent, and we'll make sure that everything works for you and your family on the next move. Now, I really appreciate all those questions that you answered and the partnership that we're able to have. Thank you so much for sharing about the community.
Absolutely, dude. For sure.
Brent Gibson.
Yes, sir.
You have been our most requested rep to come back on this channel. So I am excited to have you in here.
Man, I'm blushing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to tell you all the behind the scenes comments we got. Like, we were like, can we have Mr. McSteamy back, or Dr. Dreamy, or, you know. So,
thank y'all.
Anyway, so we're in a brand new neighborhood here.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been in new construction?
I've been in new construction for a little over 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, this is going to be my, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 communities I've been in.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. What made you get into new construction?
Well, you know, I feel like I'm so much of a people person. I started off as an appraiser, did that for some time, and I would always catch myself hanging out with the sales folks and the models. And so, honestly, I felt like, you know, I could have used myself a little bit better, you know, engaging with people and things. So yeah, I took that leap of faith and been doing it for about a little over 2 years now.
Yeah, okay, good deal. And so that was probably a pretty easy transition, I would imagine, going from appraisals right into real estate, basically.
Yeah. Just being so passionate about it, man. You know, learning, I'll say appraising really was a great intro into real estate, because you really know what makes up a home's value more than the four walls in itself. You know, it could be not just price per square foot. I mean, it could be the incentives that the builder is offering. You know, it could be the features, the location, all the things, and educating those buyers on that, you know, really helps them throughout their home shopping journey.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also, you know, on the other side of that they're covered on the value.
Yep, absolutely, 100%.
Perfect. So we talked about how you're in a new community here.
Yes, sir.
So how often are people having to sell homes to get into these homes?
Man. A lot of them. See, y'all do such a great job, man. You know, before y'all even start showing buyers new houses, the realtors, what I mean, you want to make sure that home is listed, or y'all have at least had that conversation. So yes, we've done some contingent to, you know, selling your current residents, but 9 times out of 10 they go through. A lot of folks they want to move. They want to sell their house.
Yeah.
We just kind of ask that, you know, hey, it at least be listed.
Right.
You know, and, you know, if it's, you know, if we dig deeper into it, you know, hey, send me the listing. You know, we want to make sure that you've done a CMA on it, or, you know, make sure that it's priced properly or priced to sell, you know, so that way we can move forward with this one.
Yeah. And then how often have people having to do lease buyouts in order to buy in your community so far?
I've done quite a few lease buyouts. Yeah. You know, we can definitely do that, and we can talk more about that. You know, a lot of brokerages, they offer services. It's more or less like a move-up service.
Yeah.
So I've done, I'd probably say, last year probably 30 of those.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah. So I mean, people want to move. You know,
Yeah.
they want something that is theirs. You know, instead of wasting money.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's something we do as well. So I think that's a really huge
that's a
value add.
wonderful program, man.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And then, so I'm sure having great agents, you know, really helps that make that a little bit more seamless.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect.
Absolutely.
Being that you've been in this industry for so long, and then also real estate adjacent on top of that, what do you think is some of the biggest things that you see that agents or salespeople, you know, sales reps, what do you think that they struggle with the most?
Yeah, so I mean, I can speak for myself. You know, what I've seen with realtors. You know, for myself, I do a lot of educating. You know, I want to make sure that the buyers are comfortable and confident in their decision, and I want to give them the full picture. From I guess a realtor's perspective, man, you know, give me credit for what I am offering. more or less. You know, these lower rates, they do cost us something, you know, so it might be a streamlined thing with new construction all across the board, but hey, give me credit. The homes discounts that we are already offering, please give me credit. The move-in package, the fridge, washer, dryer, all the things, you know, there's so much hidden value in there that folks like us need to educate the buyer on, you know, let them know, hey, you're already, in total value, you're looking at $100,000 in value here. You know, this one might be, you know, less expensive, but it's a 3-bedroom. It's 400 square foot less. This one is going to cost you maybe $50 extra a month, but hey, that's like a week's worth of Starbucks.
Yeah.
You know, can you sacrifice that? You know, I guess maybe articulating the value, you know, and what we are offering.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that you brought up providing value and kind of giving you credit for that, because that was actually a big reason why we started doing this, you know, this channel, these long form interviews, is because, you know, we were just like, people take from sales consultants so much, and it's like, how can we give back? Because I'm sure you guys are like running around to different like real estate offices all the time,
doing
and
drops.
you're chasing, you know, you're chasing.
Yeah.
So it's like, how can we give back and, you know, become a resource to you, and obviously a resource to our buyers as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm glad that you brought that up, because that actually, like I said, that just speaks to why we exist.
Yeah, and I know, I mean, you and I, we're not going to sell or I'm personally not going to sell a house that's not going to make value or have at least immediate equity in it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
you know,
no, that's a good point. I mean, I've always said, like, with real estate, like, I mean, I know people are probably tired of hearing it, time in market's better than time in the market, but that's not where I'm getting to. But a lot of times when you think about buying a home, or especially like investment properties, we always say, like, you know, the money is made on the buy.
Right.
So if we can get you a good deal up front, and it sounds like that we're, you know, both looking to get our, you know, clients the best deals possible.
Yep.
So
For sure.
yeah, that's a good mentality to have. And I think that's a big value for us, like just being on a team together.
We're partners.
Exactly,
100%.
we're partners. And while we are representing our own people, you know, you're representing the builder, we're representing the buyers.
Yes, sir.
You know, we can still have that healthy team dynamic.
Correct.
You know, and it doesn't have to be like a toxic, you know, kind of toxic situation.
I get a lot of folks come in that, you know, realtors, you know, and you can tell the good realtors from the bad realtors.
Yeah.
You know, they want to come in and offer 30 below.
Right.
And I'm like, well, we have to give and take. You know, maybe we can meet in the middle on that, but, you know, something else is going to have to give. You know, and the last I want to do is touch commissions.
Yeah.
You know, but if we're making an offer and you're backing this offer, you know,
Exactly.
how much are you willing to contribute?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
That's the last thing I want to do, because this is your livelihood as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're all trying to grow together. So, yeah. Outside of like this neighborhood, what are some of the common objections you're seeing from buyers in the market right now?
Oh, that's great. I am not seeing any kind of urgency right now.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you specifically Missouri City, you know, if you want new construction, this is the product style you're going to get. I mean, Missouri City, from Coal Valley to Brookwater, across the street, dude, everything's established. You know, you're either looking at this product style with D.R. Horton or a resale for the most part. Now, Coal Valley, they got golf courses. You can utilize their amenities. You know, you can go golf there. You know, there's a golf course up north, or just a couple minutes north. But the biggest objection I'm seeing right now, and, you know, being so passionate in real estate, you know, is the no sense of urgency. They don't see the value behind this. You know, we've previously discussed, you know, last year this time, we weren't offering a 3.99. We did not have these 2-1 buy downs. We were not covering your closing cost. You know, all the things. And there's so much value behind this, and it is truly a great deal, and I'm not just blowing smoke.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. That's like any industry, when they start throwing stuff, I mean, you're not going to throw discounts out when everything's in high demand.
Correct.
You're going to capitalize on that market.
Yep.
And so I try to express urgency to people all the time. You know, there's a reason why more millionaires were made in the '08 crisis, when the market dropped. More millionaires were made in real estate in that time period than ever in the history of real estate.
Yeah.
And it's not because they decided to wait for interest rates to come back
Correct.
or
Yeah.
for the market to turn around. It's because they bought during that time frame.
Right, and it's funny that you mentioned that, because a lot of this past weekend's traffic, a lot of investors.
Yeah.
So investors know when a good time to buy is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll tell you, 3 out of the 4 opportunities I had this weekend, investors.
Yeah. No way.
Yes.
That's wild. That's actually really interesting.
It is.
Yeah. So that's going to bring me to my point that we brought up earlier.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to say it. Time in market is better than time in the market. And you're hearing it directly from your testimony right now. And if you can buy right now and you're thinking about buying right now, you need to buy right now.
All right, so no, you made a great point. I want to piggyback off of that. If the numbers scare you, like set up a time with Justin and we can keep it low key or low pressure, and just kind of discuss numbers. I'm here to help just as much as you are, so we can bring those numbers to light and kind of give you a full picture, for you.
Yeah.
Maybe go look at some houses too while we're at it.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. So being in new construction for this long, what was one of the biggest obstacles you had to overcome when you first started?
My biggest hurdle probably is doing interviews like this.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm more or less catch me on the fly kind of guy.
Yeah.
Versus doing interviews, but overcoming them. I'll say a lot of in sales, man, we cold call.
Right.
Just being fully transparent, we cold call, having those conversations and keeping folks on the phone, and not coming off as salesy. That's why I'm more of face-to-face kind of guy, and catch me on the fly kind of thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it just comes natural speaking with folks.
It does.
In person.
Yeah, no, it absolutely does. I was talking to my buddy Ezra, shout out Ezra, yesterday, and I had a lot of hesitancy getting on camera as well, and I was super nervous, and I just shot dozens of videos that I never even posted. Because it was just nerve-wracking. I was afraid to put myself out there, and I had the realization one day that my desire for dollars trumped my fear of being on camera.
Right. And what I'm thinking about right now is that scene from Talladega Nights where he's just like, what do I do with my hands?
Yeah. Exactly.
It does help recording yourself because you see your body language and all this and that and how you react to objections and, when somebody makes a comment or anything, little things, you see how your body reacts to that and, how you react, and watching yourself playing that back kind of has helped me because I've done it a couple times. Not as much as I probably should, but maybe I need to get back on that. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know people like to go back and think about conversations if I could have thought about this in the moment, but it's if you start recording yourself, you could really hone in on that and analyze it a little bit deeper.
I appreciate that feedback.
Yeah,
I definitely need to use that.
Yeah, for sure. So been in sales for 2 years now. What lessons did you learn right off the bat that you still carry with you that kind of held its weight over time? Being
approachable, man. Really building that trust with folks. 9 times out of 10, it's personal. I'm not here to sell you on anything. I'm here to learn about you and what fits you and your family's needs. And I stick by that tried and true. I want to know you. That way I can see your best fit. Find the best fit for you. Whether it's here, it's there. Whether it's this floor plan or it's 3-bedroom, 4 baths, whatever.
Right.
I want to know you.
Makes sense. So being real estate adjacent and in sales now, have you ever faced burnout? And if you have, how did you kind of overcome it?
I'll say, man, my family is my backbone. Outside of that, discipline.
Yeah.
Got to keep moving. Exercise is a big relief for me. We get burnt out. There's late nights. I'll tell everybody, man, we're available 7 days a week, 15 hours a day. Those 8 hours I'm just sleeping. Sorry.
Yeah.
I need rest. But definitely, real estate, you can get burnt out really quick.
Big time.
But just keep in mind the end goal. Who are you doing this for? Why do you do it? I'm doing it for my family. I'm here to put other families in homes. The rewards are great as well.
Yeah.
But if you just keep your mind right. Just remember why you do it and who you do it for. Throw a little discipline in there, some exercise, and I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, no, the exercise is a good aspect because it's a stress relief and it also helps you with cognitively.
Yeah,
So,
yep, uh-huh.
I can't think of why you wouldn't if you're in sales. No, that's a big help.
When you look good, you feel good.
Exactly. If you started in this industry tomorrow, what piece of advice would you give yourself?
So I would say continue to be yourself. Enjoy the why you do it. Make relationships with with your home buyers. Because at the end, truly, like I really would just want to tomorrow. If I started tomorrow, hey, be yourself. Remember why you do it, man. I do it for my family. I do it to put people in the homes. Make a house a home. Seeing the smile on kids' faces, the wives, the husbands. Hearing them talk about what they're gonna do in their future space. And it's just it brings joy. It truly does. So I would say continue to be yourself. Yeah.
I like it. I think about that a lot with when I see agents start to do social media and stuff. They think they have to do all these like trendy TikTok dances, and I'm like, it goes back to what you just said. It's like, be yourself.
Yeah.
Like me personally, I like to help people. I like sales in general.
Yeah.
I like touring homes. I like knowing the product.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well let's build off of that.
Right.
I'm not dancing on TikTok.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's go tour new construction homes. 'Cause I like looking at new shiny things.
Right.
I like meeting sales reps. I like talking to sales reps. So it's like, let's build something on that. But it stuck with like, stay true to yourself, and it's growing exponentially. And it's because we're doing something authentic and something genuine and something we want to do. So we get excited waking up.
People don't like salesy folks.
Right.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
And then just enjoy the journey, man.
Right.
Enjoy the journey. Continue to, do it, or remember, keep in mind, man, why do you do it?
Yep.
So
Positively. So beyond bringing a buyer, with a briefcase full of cash, how can real estate agents best support you?
I'm gonna circle back to we are offering a lot of value with our with clients' purchases.
Yeah.
So helping me support that value, and just maybe help educate, obviously qualify your buyers so neither one of us or all three of us aren't wasting our time.
Yeah.
But definitely educate them. I say, man, just help me support the value. Because this, I'll tell you the interest rates that we're offering, they're roughly 9 points or 9%, the cost of it.
Yeah.
So that's something, man. Heck, we don't have to offer that, but it's just something that we do, to get buyers in a home. It's cliche as it sounds, this market's all about affordability.
Right.
So it's just something that we offer. So I guess just helps support me on value, and if there's anything that, you need me to do, if I need to come give presentations or talk or, I'll try my best.
Yeah.
I might be up there like,
Right.
whatever, but I'm here to support you as well, whatever y'all need.
I love it. I just, as long as you provide value to our clients, which you have by doing all of this, for this channel and for this episode.
I appreciate y'all,
It's
man.
hard for me to ask for much else. So we're getting close to the end of the interview here. I have 2 brand new questions.
Oh gosh.
Being that you're the most requested person we've had to have back on this channel, I figured this is a perfect time to start interpreting these questions. First one. So, we've gone through the model home tour. We've gone through your interview with Kody. We've gone through all of our stuff. What is one question you could think that I should ask the next salesperson?
What are you doing to drive traffic?
Okay.
Is that something that we're looking for?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect.
All right.
And then the second question, and this is going to get fun.
Oh gosh, don't make me blush.
If you could recommend us to go to any community and recommend a salesperson to interview, who would it be?
Oh, I have someone perfect. Gentleman's name is Carl.
Okay.
He works out in Tamaron.
Okay.
In our Fulshire community.
Okay.
D.R. Horton, Fulshire. That man, I've picked up so many like tidbits from him. He's cool, he's calm, he's collective, he knows his stuff. Crazy story is he actually used to be a teacher. And he's very nurturing, but on the flip side to that, he's an avid hunter. You know, we have similar hobbies. You know, we joke around. You know, I mean, this guy is extremely knowledgeable. I would definitely recommend maybe seeing if he has time to interview.
Perfect.
Wonderful guy.
Yeah, we'll reach out to him.
Yeah.
Cool. Brent, dude,
Yeah.
thank you so much for
Absolutely,
meeting with
bro.
us.
For sure.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
excited to see this episode.
Absolutely. Me too.
Bye, everybody.